Good day everyone, another day to live, another day to love, and another day to love. So for today's video, we're going to talk about lesson number 3 for business mathematics, which is about the addition and subtraction of fractions. However, for the meantime, we're going to talk about the addition of fractions for this video. So in this lesson, you are expected to calculate set of fractions using the 4 fundamental operations, but again, we're focusing on the addition first and solve real-life problems involving fractions. Before we proceed to our lesson, let's have a short brain twister activity. This is entitled Read My Color. Read the following words according to the color of the word. Example, red. Instead of red, you will read this word as green because the color of that word is green. Ready and go. What did you feel about this activity? Focus is needed to achieve this activity successfully. Similarly, as we enter the operations of fractions, be attentive and have focus throughout the discussion. Take a look at the image above. In the line, a center table is placed in between 2 rows of sewing machines. All operators sit on workstation facing the same direction. Operators pick bundles from center table and after stitching dispose bundles on the certain tables. In line with this, we can say that making clothes is a challenging task to be considered. Right measurements are needed, either in adding or subtracting the amount of cloth needed to create wondrous dress and shirts. This lesson will give you a review of adding fractions. As you read the lesson, take note of the answers for the following guide questions. Number 1, how do we add similar and dissimilar fractions and mixed numbers? Number 2, how do we add fractions? Let us first discuss the addition of fractions. It is categorized into 3. Adding similar fractions, adding dissimilar, and adding mixed numbers. Let us first have the addition of similar fractions. Similar fractions, once again, are fractions with the same denominator. We have 1/5, 2/5, and 3/5. To add similar fractions, we add all the numerator and retain the denominator. And remember to always reduce fractions to lowest terms. Again, to add similar fractions, add the numerator and retain the denominator. Let's have an example. Number 1. We have 2/4 plus 3/4 plus 1/4. We need to add all the numerator. So we have 2 plus 3 plus 1 all over 4 because we need to retain the denominator, which is 4. So 2 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 6 over 4. And 6 over 4, as what we learned last meeting for our last lessons, we can simplify this and turn this improper fraction into a mixed number. And that is 1 and 2 over 4. And 1 and 2/4, we can actually find the lowest term of 2/4 by simply finding the GCF of 2/4, and that is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is simply 1, and 4 divided by 2 is simply 2. So our final answer now is 1 and 1/2. For example number 2, we have 1 over 16 plus 5 over 16 plus 14 over 16. Again, let us all add the numerator. 1 plus 5 plus 14 all over 16 is equal to 20 over 16. Once again, we can change this improper fraction to a mixed number. But first, we can simplify 20 and 16. What is the GCF of 12 and 16? Okay, that is 4. So 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. And 16 divided by 4 is equal to 4. So we get 5 over 4. And 5 over 4 is, when simplified, it is equal to 1 and 1/4. Next is to add similar fractions with mixed numbers. To add similar fractions with mixed numbers, we need to add the whole numbers separately, then add the similar fraction. Example, we have 3 and 1/3 plus 2/3 plus 2 and 1/3. Next, we add the whole numbers separately. So the whole numbers are 3 and 2. So 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Next, we need to add the similar fractions, which is the 1/3, 2/3, and 1/3 once more. So we have 1 plus 2 plus 1 all over 3 is equal to 4 over 3. Again, 4 over 3 can be expressed as 1 and 1/3. So we need to add 1 and 1/3 to 5, and that is equal to 6 and 1/3. Other examples are given as follows. We have to solve each of the following problem. For number 1, it took Wendy 6 hours on the first day, 5 hours the second day, and 3 hours the third day in typing the term paper in business mathematics. How long did Wendy work as a fraction of a 24-hour day? For our solution, 6 hours on the first day. All over 6 hours on the first day can be written as 6 over 24. The 5 hours for the second day can be written as 5 over 24, and the 3 hours for the third day can be written as 3 over 24. They are all similar. So we have 6 plus 5 plus 3 all over 24 is equal to 14 and 24. Once again, let us find the GCF of 14 and 24. And that is 2. Okay. So 14 divided by 2 is equal to 7. And 24 divided by 2 is equal to 12. So our final answer now is Wendy took 7 over 12 of a day as a fraction of a 24-hour day. For our next example, we have Ruella. Ruella is to be given 5 over 7 grams of a medication after breakfast, 2 over 7 grams after lunch, and 1 over 7 grams before she goes to bed. How many grams of medication will she receive in a week? So, let's have this solution. 5 over 7 plus 2 over 7 plus 1 over 7 is equal to 8 over 7, or when we simplify it is equal to 1 and 1 over 7 grams in a day. However, the question is, how many grams of medication will she receive in a week? We all know that a week have how many days? Okay, we have 7 days for 1 week. So, we need to multiply 1 and 1 over 7 grams in a day by 7 days. Okay, so we can convert 1 and 1 over 7 grams to 8 over 7. So 8 over 7 multiplied by 7 days is simply equal to 8. So our final answer now is 8 grams in a week. After knowing how to add similar fractions, let us now proceed with the addition of the similar fractions. Remember that the similar fractions are fractions with different denominator. As shown below, we have 1/4, 2/5, and 3 over 6. To add the similar fractions, we need to make the fractions similar and proceed as above, same with the addition of similar fractions. Let us first change the dissimilar fraction to similar fraction. Okay? So how? Example, we have 5 over 8 plus 1/4. As you can see, both of them have different denominator, 8 and 4. First is, we need to look for the least common denominator. Again, As I mentioned, LCM is for whole numbers or natural numbers, and LCD is for fractions. We are now dealing with fractions, so we're going to use the term LCD. So first is to look the LCD of 8 and 4, and that is 8. Okay, so we need to solve now for the numerators. So 8 divided by 8, using the butterfly method actually. So 8 divided by 8 is equal to 1, and 1 multiplied by 5 is equal to 5. The process for butterfly method is that you need to divide the LCD to the denominator, then multiply the quotient by the numerator. Just like what I told you, 8 divided by 8 is equal to 1. 1 times 5 is equal to 5. So that is for 5 over 8. Now, how do we change 1/4? Let us write the 8 as their LCD. So the LCD 8 is 2 divided by 4. So 8 divided by 4 is simply equal to 2. Then 2 multiplied by 1, which is our numerator, is equal to 2. So 1/4 became 2 over 8. Now, we can add the fractions because they are both similar. And 5 over 8 plus 2 over 8 is equal to 7 over 8. Now, let us move to addition of mixed numbers. Remember that a mixed number is a whole number and a proper fraction. So we have 1 and 1/2, 2 and 3/4, and 15 and 1 over 6. To add mixed numbers, we need to first add the whole numbers, then add the fractional parts. Example, the first way is this: 2 and 1/2 plus 5 and 3 over 8. First, let us separate the whole numbers from the fractional parts. So we have 2 and 5 as the whole numbers of the given example. So 2 plus 5 is simply equal to 7. Now, let us find the LCD of 2 and 8 because they are the denominator. The LCD of 1/2 and 3 over 8 is 8. Now, let us use the butterfly method. 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. And 4 multiplied by 1 is equal to 4. So we have 4 over 8 for 1/2. Now, 8 divided by 8, we have 1. And 1 times 3 is equal to 3. So we have simply 3 over 8. In that case, both the fractional parts are now similar fractions. So 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. Then retain the denominator of 8. Then combine the whole number and the proper fraction. We have now 7 and 7 over 8. Okay? So another way to add this set of fractions, we can actually change first the mixed number into a improper fraction. You already know how to do that. So we have 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to 4. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Then retain the denominator of 2. We get 5 over 2. For 5 and 3 over 8, we have 5 times 8 is equal to 40. 40 plus 3, the numerator, is equal to 43. So we have 43 over 8 for 5 and 3 over 8. So we have now new set of fractions. We have 5 over 2 plus 43 over 8. Next, we need to find their LCD, which is 8. So using the butterfly method, we have 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4, and 4 times 5 is equal to 20. Followed by 8 divided by 8 is equal to 1, and 1 times 43 is equal to 43. So we have now 20 over 8 plus 43 over 8, which is equal to 63 over 8. Now, for forming your knowledge in changing improper fraction to mixed number, you need to divide 63 by 8. So we get the number 7 as the quotient, and the 7 as numerator is our remainder. So we have 63 over 8 is simply equal to 7 and 7 over 8. So So once again, the first way is to separate the whole number by the fractional parts, and the second way is to change the mixed number to the improper fraction. Let's have other example for this. Let's have Fernand. Fernand carries 5 1/4 kilograms of rice and 3 1/2 kilograms of fish. How many kilograms of items did Fernand carry in all? So we need to perform addition of fraction for this. For our solution, first is the kilo of rice, which is equal to 5 1/4, to be added by the kilo of fish, which is equal to 3 1/2. Considering this, they have different denominator. So, use the other way, okay? The second way, which is to change first the mixed number to improper fractions. So we have 5 multiplied by 4 is 20 plus 1 is equal to 21 over 4 plus 3 times 2 is equal to 6 plus 1 is equal to 7 over 2. Now, I need to find out their LCD. So the LCD of 4 and 2 is equal to 4. Using the butterfly method, we have 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. 1 times 21 is equal to 21. Next, we have 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. And 2 times 7 is equal to 14. So we have 14 over 4. We have now 21 over 4 plus 14 over 4. They are now both similar fractions. So 21 plus 14 is equal to 35 over 4, or we can say that 35 over 4 is actually equal to 8 3/4 when being changed into a mixed number. So for our answer, we can say now that Fernand carried 8 3/4 kilograms of items in all. As you can see in the previous examples, fractions are used in expressing different units of measurements. We use fractions every day without even knowing it. A pizza is a great example of fractions. Each piece represents a part of a whole. Fruit is also another great example. Every time we cut an apple, an orange, or any kind of fruit, we are taking a piece of the whole. We can represent those pieces as fractions. Money actually is another place of fractions that are being used. For example, a quarter is 1/4 of a peso. Looking around, fraction is everywhere. Once again, thank you for listening and God bless.